Our hands are kind of tied. We can only work within the means that we have.
The Lehigh Acres Fire Department facing some cuts in manpower. Even though the fire assessment fee passed back in November, the department having to let go of some of their firefighters because of a gap in funding.
4 in your corner's Lisa Greenberg looking at how many firefighters will be cut and asking how this might affect you in an emergency. All new at 6. Lisa?
Well, Patrick, Amy, the Lehigh Acres fire chief tells me the layoffs didn't surprise the firefighters. The department guaranteed their employment until April 1st, but not after that date. Before the fire assessment fee, the department expected 54 layoffs, but the new number is much smaller.
It wasn't pleasant. I've been doing this for a while, so it definitely was not a pleasant experience.
Firefighter George Perez telling me about when he received the letter on Monday, telling him he was being let go from the Lehigh Acres Fire Department. He's been with the department for nearly a year and a half. And he wasn't the only one reading that letter.
We knew that we would potentially have to lay some employees off as it got closer to the end of this time period.
And Fire Chief John Wayne tells me this all comes down to a gap in funding. The department won't be able to collect money from the fire assessment fee that passed in November until the beginning of next year. They've been relying on funding from the SAFER grant, which expires next week.
What the district is able to do money-wise is support 91 positions out of 113.
That means 22 positions were supposed to be cut. But Chief Wayne tells me of those positions, 13 were already vacant through resignations or attrition and hadn't been replaced. Plus some retirements coming up, leaving the actual number at 6. And he says that number could change if more people choose to leave. So what does this mean for you in the event of an emergency?
It's not going to affect operations of the department whatsoever. It doesn't change the amount of employees that are on duty at any given time.
This will not affect response times in any way?
No, actually, we've decreased our response times by over a minute since November. We've been able to continue to do more with less, if you will.
Perez tells me in the meantime, he's just trying to stay positive, saying it's not just the job he'll miss.
We're all brothers and sisters here, and it's more you're leaving a family more than anything else.
Now, Perez tells me the firefighter job market is very saturated right now, and that for every one position, there's at least 100 applicants. The layoffs will be effective come April 1st, and the fire chief is saying these next 10 months or so will be very difficult for the department. Live in the studio, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner.